Hey, what's up everybody? It is May 1st, 2020 and we are ready for TNT today. Hey, if you haven't had a chance, go take a look at the last two episodes. We're going to do something kind of cool this week. We're going to be investigating how to create the ring pop candy, which is a two-part assembly, not just with one software, but three different pieces of software. So on Monday, we were taking a look at how to do this with Autodesk Inventor. On Wednesday, we were taking a look at how to do this with Fusion 360. And today, we're going to go out there and take a look at how to do this with OnShape. So you're going to be seeing three different ways of creating the same thing all across three different software packages. So it should be somewhat interesting. Let's go ahead, let's just dive in. So we're going to jump into OnShape. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to come out here and we're going to create a folder, and that folder's name is going to be Ring Pop Candy. So we have that. We're going to go ahead and hit create. That's going to be showing up in our folders here, so let's just go ahead and pick on the folder. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here and go to create. I'm going to create a new document. We're going to call this Ring Pop Candy, and this is going to be the top piece. So let's go ahead and create the document, and it's going to pinwheel for just a second to load that workspace, and this is what we're going to be seeing. Same sort of thing, icons across the top, we have the browser there on the left, we have work planes to start with, view cube at the top right hand corner. My gosh, this looks exactly like the other two, right? That's the beauty with all these different parametric modelers that we have. Web-based, software version, they're all pretty much doing the same, and that's the whole point of me showing you this, is to realize that there are so many that are going to act very similar. There's some goofy little things here and there, but really they're doing the same sort of thing. So let's go ahead, let's get started with this ring pop top. So I'm going to come out here and go to sketch. I'm going to pick on a work plane. Alright, the only difference between this and the other two is once you pick on a work plane, it doesn't go to plan. No problem. Pick on the face that you want to go to, and let's just get started. So I'm going to come out here and go to an inscribe polygon. I'm going to start this from the origin, and I'm going to go ahead and just track this up vertical like so. Alright, and then now this is the point when I can start moving my cursor around, and I can adjust this to how many, faces how many sides I want. So I want this to be an octagon, so I have 8. I go ahead and pick, and there we go. We have an 8-sided polygon. I'm going to come up here now, and I'm going to go to dimension. I'm going to pick the top and go down to the bottom. I'm going to send this over. That is a distance of 0.5 between them, so I green check to finish a sketch, and I'm going to go ahead and just come back here to the view cube and spin that to where I need it. Alright, here at the top we can see that we have work planes available. So I'm going to pick on plane. I'm going to pick on this front work plane, and now it's asking me what direction I want to send that. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag that into the direction that I want. And I'm going to go ahead and indicate to it I want that to be at 0.25. I'm going to green check it. Alright, we can see that's 0.25 away from it. Now I can go ahead and begin creating a sketch on that second work plane that I just created. I'm going to go ahead and hit the front view to send that over to where I want it to be. I'm now going to come up here, go to polygon, make sure it's inscribed, start this from the origin. I'm going to go ahead and just send this straight up, keep that totally vertical. And then once again, I'm going to go ahead and adjust that just by moving my mouse. I can see that that's an 8-sider. I like it. Now I can come up here, pick on dimension. I want the top to the bottom to have a distance of 0.75. So I type that in, I hit enter. Okay, I can go ahead and just green check that to finish my sketch. Alright, so I have 2 profiles created. I need to make my third one. So once again, plane again, I'm going to go ahead and pick on this last work plane I was working with. I'm going to go ahead with my arrow, send it back in the direction I want. In this case, it needs to go back a distance of 0.75. I green check it. Now I can go ahead, begin a sketch, and go to that last work plane that I just created. Spin this over to our front view on the view cube, and now this time what we're going to be doing is come up here, going to inscribe polygon, start this from the origin. I'm going to go ahead and keep this totally vertical. I'm going to move the mouse to get my 8-sider, and now I'm going to come out here and just dimension that. So from top to bottom, that needs to be a distance of 0.5. Okay, now I can go ahead and green check that. Alright, send this back over. So I have 3 profiles that I'm looking for. Okay, I'm liking that. Alright, what I might do at this point is I might just come in here and just start shutting down work planes just by hitting the eyeball. Okay, that's going to go ahead and just turn the visibility off on them. And now what I can do is sort of start focusing on what I'm needing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, find my loft. That's the icon for loft. I'm going to go ahead and pick on my first profile, and then come here and pick on the second profile. We can see that created that, so I'm going to go ahead and green check it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and orbit this over. And this is the thing that might be catching me up here. His orbit is totally different in OnShape. You're holding the right mouse button down, and you're just simply moving the mouse to get your orbit. Alright, so I'm going to come in here and do a loft. Okay, that's my first profile. That's going to be my second profile. and it's going to go out there and it's going to create that top candy part. All right, so that's done. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and sketch on this face here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the back back face of the view cube. I'm going to come in here, draw my circle, start that from the origin, send that out. It's asking me what that distance is for the diameter, and in this case it is 0.1875. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, green check it. All right, now all we have to do is come in, do an extrude, pick on the profile that we want to extrude, send it in the other direction, and we should be seeing this go to remove, and that needs to be a distance of 0.25. So it should be cutting that out. I green check it, and now it has gone out there and drilled that hole for me. Okay, and that is it for the ring pop candy top. All right, very simple stuff, nothing crazy. If you want to go out there and do some fillets, you could totally do it, just like the other two, but we're going to go ahead and just keep it right where it's at. All right, so ring pop candy top is done. Now what I'm going to do is come here to my document, or I'm sorry, go back to OnShape. I'm going to say create. I'm going to create an all new document. I'm going to call this ring pop base, just like so. Create the document. And now this time what I'm going to be doing is starting a sketch here on my front work plane, switch this over with the view cube, go to circle, start this from the origin. I'm going to go ahead and just make this a diameter of 1.5, just like so. Green check it, go ahead, switch your view cube, come out here now, we can do our extrude, that's the profile I'm looking for, and that needs to come out a distance of 0.0625. Okay, so we can go ahead, green check that. All right, we need to go ahead and put in that tab so that can go into the actual candy itself. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch right here on top. I'm going to go ahead and just move this where I can sort of see what I'm looking at. Go to circle command, start here from the origin, bring this out, and we know that that needs to be 0.1875. Go ahead and green check that to finish the sketch. Move your view cube where you can see what it is you're looking at, and now we can come here, we can make sure that is the profile I'm looking for, and that obviously needs to go in, or I'm sorry, out a distance of 0.25. So we can go ahead and green check that. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Now what I want to do is just like last time, we need to go out there and actually put the ring portion of that at the bottom of the base. So we can sketch right here on this work plane right here. So we can go ahead and switch this over to our right side view of the view cube. And now I can come out here and draw a circle. I'm going to go ahead and track this off of the origin. I'm going to go out there and create that circle, and that circle is going to have a diameter of 0.75. Okay, now we can go ahead and dimension from the origin, okay, to the center point, and that needs to have a distance of 0.5. Alright, and now what I'm going to be doing is drawing a line starting here from the origin. I'm going to go ahead and send this up a distance of 0.125, just like last time. And now I'm going to go ahead and just draw my line out, okay, just beyond the circle where it doesn't touch, okay, just like so. Alright, so with that in mind, what I'm now going to be doing is coming up here, and I'm going to be looking for a horizontal constraint. So I want my origin and the center point of the circle to be horizontal. Okay, so that's going to be locked in. Now I'm going to come up here and look for my tangent constraints. So that's going to be this line and this circle. Those are going to be tangent. Now I can come up here, hit the trim button, and I can begin trimming that out. Alright, I'm now going to go ahead and draw a line. Start this from the center point, send this straight over, and now what I'm going to be doing is looking for mirror. Now this is the only thing that's different when it comes to OnShape. It's actually asking you to select the mirror line first and then the geometry that you want to flip over. Okay, no problem. We pick on the line that we just created for our mirror line. Now we can come out here, grab that line, and we can grab that line, and everything has just been brought over, okay, according to that mirror line. Alright, so that worked pretty well. I'm now going to go ahead and draw a circle. I'm going to go ahead and just specify what the width of the actual ring is going to be, and now I can come out here and draw a line starting from the center point, bring this out just like so, and now I can go ahead once again, use mirror. We're going to pick the mirror line first, then we can pick the geometry that we want to flip over, and now we can come up here and begin trimming this out. So we are not going to be needing these portions right here. Let's see if we can get all that. There we go. We're not going to need that portion right there. That's the profile that we're looking for. So we can go ahead and green check that. We can go ahead and put this into a view where we can see that. Now we can come out here and do an extrude, pick the profile that we're looking for. But in this case, it's not going to be blind. We're going to come down here and select on symmetrical. Okay, that needs to be a distance of 0.1875 like so. Now we can go ahead and green check it. All right, and there is the actual ring portion for the base okay, that we saw earlier. All right, no problem with fillets. If you want to do some fillets, okay, we can come in here to fillet. We can adjust that to like 0.02, and once again, we're going to have the ability to go out there and start selecting loops. So it's going to look pretty similar to what we've seen in the past. Okay, you can just go out there and pick on faces. It's going to be strong enough and intelligent enough to know what it is you're talking about. Okay, we can go out there and just start adding all those in. Okay, and I think I got them all. Let's just go ahead and green check it. Yep, everything's rounded over, looks pretty good. Okay, and that's for the actual ring on the base. All right, so we have that. All right, so we have those two parts done. Now I'm going to come out here, go into OnShape. I'm going to create a document, and this one we're going to call Ring Pop Assembly. Okay, let's go ahead and create that public document. And now what we're going to be doing is jumping over here into Assembly 1. We're going to come up here, go to Insert, and now what I'm going to be doing is going to Other Documents. I'm going to go into My OnShape, go into Ring Pop Candy, and I'm going to go ahead and just pick on Ring Pop Base. Go ahead and create a version in the Ring Pop Base, and just go ahead and hit Create. Okay, so what I'm going to be able to do is pick on our part 1. That's going to come in. It's going to be a little bit different from Fusion. It's not going to go right to the origin. It's going to actually behave more like Inventor. We're going to go ahead and pick that, place that, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to come down here and pick on Fix. So now that is fully constrained. It is not going to move. Actually, I need to restore that. Oops. Okay, we got that. All right, so we have our base in there. Okay, that is fixed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here and go to Insert, go into my Other Documents, go into My OnShape, go into Ring Pop Candy, and now I'm going to go ahead and pick on Top, pick on Create a Version, say Create, and now we can go ahead, pick on part 1, drop that in. Alright, so that is in there as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and just green check that, so I have the two parts that I need for this, and now all I'm going to do is come up here and start looking at my joints. So this fasten mate that you see here is just like a rigid joint in Fusion, so let's go ahead and pick on that. I'm going to come here to the base of the actual Ring Pop base. I'm going to pick on that. I'm going to flip this over, and now I'm going to go ahead and just pick on that face right there. Okay, and so what we should be seeing is the actual assembly, okay, of the ring pop. So I'm going to go ahead and green check that. Okay, and there we go. All right, that guy is done. So that is ring pop, okay, in OnShape. All right, pretty crazy week we've had here. 3 different softwares, same thing. Just wanting you to see the similarities of these. You're also probably seeing some differences, but they're all out there to do the same thing. So it is kind of fun. But anyway, that is it for today's TNT Today. Hope you had a great time this week. I'll talk to you soon.